This is the first edition of Shoe Reviews with Silas. Today we have the Tevas we will review as a running shoe. Yes, you heard that right. The sandals as a running shoe. Now we're going to send it over to Silas without a hoodie. Let's go. Hi, welcome. My name is Silas and I'm going to be doing a shoe review. And today's shoe review is the Teva Chanclas. I don't actually know exactly what model these are. But these are the Tevas. I think they're just the standard Tevas. They're like these pattern on the back. It's kind of got this on the front, and then the cool like lizard pattern on the straps. So basically why I wanted to review these is because these are also shoes that I use for running when I'm feeling like it. Recently, in December, I ran a 5K. It was a polar plunge, and at mile 3, right before you finish, you jump straight in the water. So I was like, I don't want to get my other shoes wet or have to take them off, go in the water, get dry, put on my shoes, and then finish. So I used the Tevas, and honestly, I can go pretty fast in these. These are great shoes. The only downside is it gets really thin right at the point here where you're okay, you know where your feet are like this? Feet right here, there's that big like bone right there on your foot. Well, basically that digs into these shoes and creates it to where it's just super thin right there. So everything on the ground you can kind of feel. Personally, that's something I like. I like that I can feel a lot of the ground with these shoes. And believe it or not, it has a little mid arch here. It's not fully a zero drop shoe, which I like, but it's very close. It's like millimeters. It's so close. But I would rate these shoes out of 10, 8 or 9 out of 10. I think I'm gonna go 8 out of 10 because I would like these to be a little more durable here. And I will say that these are good on cement. Like when you're running, these shoes specifically are good on cement. Not as much on the trail because all the bumps and rocks, you can really feel it in here. But on cement, these are awesome, awesome running shoes. The only thing that I would recommend is that if you're running in normal running shoes and you want to switch to a sandal like this, try to switch on and off between those shoes because it's almost a zero drop shoe. It puts a lot of stress on your Achilles, which for me, it definitely does. And it gets those muscles in the calf a little more. So you have to be able to supplement these shoes with some other normal shoes as well. But these are awesome shoes. Really, really fun to run in the summer with these. Okay, another thing too about the Tevas is I was running in some Brooks and some shoes from the company Brooks. And they had a pretty tight, when you put your foot in, it felt pretty tight. And after running a race, I started running in those again. And I was just getting some really bad knee problems. And I was like, gosh, this is really frustrating. It was kind of I think a runner's knee situation. But then one day I was just going on a walk in my Tevas. And this is when I found out that these are awesome running shoes. I just was like, let's see if I can just go on a little, just a little jog in these. I know these aren't the best shoes, but I was jogging a little bit. I got going, I was a little stiff, but then boom, 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 boom. I fell into rhythm. My heels were no longer touching the ground. So another thing is when you run barefoot, your foot kind of auto corrects itself to run well so that it doesn't bang the heel against the cement or the grass. So same goes with the Tevas. I put these on and my foot just kind of auto-corrected its stride. And my heel was not banging. I was landing kind of on my toes or the balls of my feet. And I just got in such a good rhythm. And I started running and I just kept running. And I was like, I'm just going to keep going. So I did 5 miles that day in the Tevas. And afterwards, my calves were a little sore because I was not used to that way of running. But I was like, man, I feel no pain in my knee and no pain anywhere else except just a little soreness because I'm using different muscles. I was like, this is a game changer. So I started wearing these for a couple weeks and did a couple 8-mile runs in them, and they were just awesome. So yeah, 8 out of 10. The only thing I would add is that they just need to be more durable, and I would give it a 10 out of 10. Hi, this is Silas's shoe review, and I just love the Tevas. I would love another pair. I'm interested to see what some of the other Tevas are like running. Like, I know there's one with some good grip. I feel like those would be really good for like trail running or like on the beach and whatnot. But yeah, these are awesome. 8 out of 10. That's my rating for these. Hey, well, thanks for watching this short shoe review, and I hope you come back and see some more. All right, subscribe and like to the channel, and we'll see you next time.